So I just picked up this used car trailer here, and it's got this kind of goofy bug protector on it, the man-hauled classic cars. It's a good idea, but I don't really like it too much, so I could just take the bolts out, but let's take care of this in a bit of a cooler way.
Sir, you can't have the grind.
Yeah, that seems pretty safe. We'll go with that. Yeah, that's a lot nicer now without having that shield on there. You can see it's been on there for a while. It's even started to pit where it's been trapping moisture. It's a good idea to get that thing off of there. So let's take a walk around this trailer. I want to show some cool features that this one in particular has that went into the reasoning of why I bought it. The first thing that I like is it has this hitch receiver mounted on. Another thing that I really like is the way that this jack is made. It has a pin that you pull out to rotate it, put the pin back in, and then you can use it. Why that's important to me is I had another car trailer and it did not have that. The jack was mounted permanently. And when you pull it all the way up, this is all of the ground clearance that you have. You go over some hills or some rough terrain, that jack is gonna get bent. I had the last one get bent 1,000 times, and then you gotta pull out chains and binders and get it straight. This is convenient. This one's got electric brakes on one axle. It has two 3,500 pound axles, which I like. I'm not saying that this is the perfect trailer. In my opinion, you would need about 3 or 4 trailers to have everything covered. I think you would need a 6x12 for your lawnmowers, things like that. I think you need a car trailer for vehicles and things that are very long. Like, half of the reason I bought this was because I need steel from the steel yard. It comes in 24-foot sections. And another reason is lumber. You have 16-foot lumber. You're gonna really struggle getting that material home with just a pickup truck. And a gooseneck trailer for heavy equipment. You're not gonna put skid steers, mini excavators. They're not going on here. It's just not rated high enough. It doesn't have big enough axles. And lastly, a dump trailer. A dump trailer is really the only way to go if you're dealing with a lot of materials you need moved. So this is not about why this is the perfect trailer. It's about why it's the perfect trailer for me. Moving on from that, I really like that it has a steel deck. My last car trailer had a wood deck, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just something always in the back of your mind. The only thing that can go wrong with steel is rust, and I'm not gonna drive this thing in the salt. And they sit on this bar here. You can slide them back and forth for different width vehicles. And on these, somebody's added this diamond plate on top of the angle iron, the regular ramps. This is pretty helpful, makes it a lot smoother when you're loading. There's a couple of things I don't like on this trailer. It does not have LED lights. They're the old bulb style. It's pretty cheap and easy to convert these to LED. These tires are mismatched. They have great tread, but they have dry rot showing. So in my mind, these are basically bald wire showing. That's no good. Needs tires, needs lights. And you know, a lot of people might freak out when I say this is a 2009, but if you think about it, trailers are really only made up of a couple parts. And if you have a solid frame that's not bent and axles that are not bent, all of the other components are cheap and easily replaceable. So with all that being said, I'm gonna give this thing a cleaning and a coat of paint. So these little quick disconnect things are pretty cool, very convenient. The only thing is they will slow down a little bit of flow of water. All right, so that looks pretty good all dry. I'm gonna start painting it here in a little bit. I'm gonna use this gloss black turbo Rust-Oleum can. This stuff makes the work go by really quick. I was thinking about putting this kind of a light gray, almost aluminum look on those wheels, but the white's kind of growing on me. I don't know, tell me what y'all think. I'm also not gonna be taping up any of these lights or anything because they're gonna eventually be replaced anyways. See how fast that goes? Hey! Hey!
Get over here! Now! Alright, no more. I got you, but I get him on a leash all the time now, buddy.
Interesting. So this is that winch I was talking about. This is a Harbor Freight winch. All of the controls for it are in this ammo box that is mounted onto the platform here. I built this platform pretty heavy duty. That's the only downside, is this thing is very, very heavy. Well, this is not the ideal setup. I have cables running from the truck just to test it here. I need to get a battery in this box. But let's winch the Jeep up here and test this thing out. All right, well, that's gonna work really nice for hauling stranded or junk vehicles onto this trailer. Let's try something a little bit with lower ground clearance to see if that will work on this. I believe it will from the dovetail. Alright, well, it's good to know that my neglected, rarely driven Trans Am can also be loaded in a pinch. Alright, so my LED lights just came in from Amazon and this wiring junction box, so let's get that installed. See, that's how they had this light wired up. Stuff like that never works. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of the wiring. It's all more the same, pretty boring stuff. At the end of the day, you cannot go wrong, in my opinion, with a used trailer. If it has a solid frame, and straight axles, you can't go wrong. You know, I called my local dealer and had them price me out one of these exact same steel deck 18-foot dovetail car hauler. They wanted $6,300 for a new one of these. I paid $2,800, and with tires and lights, I'm gonna be in it for about $3,200. That's about half price. So I'm gonna keep this thing for a long time, and I have a bad habit. I'm probably gonna throw it on Marketplace and see if I can make a profit. If it sells, I'll sell it. If not, I do plan on keeping this one because I really like it.